Hi everyone and welcome to today's lesson. This is a B1 level grammar lesson and we're going to be continuing our discussion of relative clauses. Alright, so technology brings a lot of new words to the language and many of these words are compound words. And a compound noun is a noun made up of two or more existing words. So here's some of the vocabulary. We have artificial intelligence, predictive technology, online translation tools, driverless cars, and robot doctors. So what do you know about these new technologies, and do you know any other compound nouns? All right, so now try to make some full sentences by matching the first half of the sentence with the second half about these new technologies. You can pause the video, try that on your own, and then restart when you're ready to check your answers. All right, within 10 years, there will be driverless cars that will move us quickly around all major cities. Online language tools are programs that analyze huge amounts of data to provide better and better translations. Artificial intelligence is helping to create machines that will enable us to live longer, healthier lives. Netflix and other film streaming sites use a form of predictive technology which recommends programs to us based on what we have already watched. And oncologists are doctors who treat cancer and in some cases use robot doctors to assist them. All right, so now we're going to read this text about artificial intelligence and and answer the questions. Again, you can pause the video, try this on your own, or you can follow along as I read. Natural intelligence describes the intelligence which is shown by living things such as humans or animals when they make logical decisions or solve problems. In contrast, artificial intelligence is the intelligence which is shown by computers or machines when they behave in an intelligent way. Like it or not, AI is changing the lives of people all over the world. So what does the author mean by like it or not? So this just is an expression that says these things are happening, whether we agree with them or not. They're sort of inevitable. They're going to happen regardless of whether we agree or think they're a good idea or a bad idea. Scientists also talk about other forms of intelligence, such as emotional intelligence, spatial intelligence, and musical intelligence. Have you heard about these forms of intelligence? Predictive technology is used to help us make better decisions. These days, there are plenty of streaming websites that offer customers the opportunity to watch TV shows and movies on demand. These companies often make use of predictive technology. This is technology which enables them to recommend programs that you might like based on your previous selections or feedback you have provided. So does your email account use predictive technology to help you write? Does your smartphone use predictive technology to help you send messages faster? And does your internet browser use predictive technology to help you search faster? Driverless cars. Are you ready for driverless cars? As the name suggests, driverless cars are vehicles which use technology instead of a driver. There are many countries in the world where car manufacturers are currently developing or testing driverless cars. The vast majority of car accidents are caused by people who make mistakes or drive when they are drunk, so these cars are expected to make our roads safer. Now think about these questions. How do you feel about the arrival of driverless cars? Do you agree that driverless cars will make our roads safer? And is your country already developing driverless vehicles? All right. right, now we're going to talk about defining relative clauses. So first we'll review how we use who, that, which, and when. A relative defining clause always follows the noun that it modifies. So she is a person who will become a famous scientist one day. So here we have the defining relative clause that comes after the noun that it's defining. Hassan ate the pizza that was on the table. So that was on the table is telling us which pizza, so it's defining the pizza. If the relative defining clause describes a thing, we use which or that. There will be a plane that can fly nonstop from London to Auckland. There will be a plane which can fly nonstop from London to Auckland. So these really, isn't really any difference in meaning. You can either use that or which. It doesn't really matter, just whichever you prefer. If the relative defining clause describes a person, we can use who or that. Simone is a student who has a bright future, or Simone is a student that has a very bright future. All right, so now you're going to complete the relative clauses with the correct word. You can pause the video, try that on your own, and then restart when you're ready to check your answers. Every year there are new inventions which are changing the way that we live. Soon there will be vehicles on the road which no longer need a human driver. AI is now featured in many products that we use every day. The United States is a country where a lot of new technology is made, particularly in California. There are more and more young people who study science every year, especially engineering. We now live in a world where things are changing faster than ever before. There are many online tools that have replaced paper or hard copy books, and medicine is a field of knowledge that is changing very fast. All right, so we're going to listen to the beginning of the professor's speech, and so see if you can make a guess as to what she is going to talk about.
There are 8 planets in our solar system: Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. Exoplanets, or extrasolar planets, are planets which are outside our own solar system. For centuries, many people suspected that exoplanets existed, but there was no way to prove their theory.
All right, so probably she's going to be talking about the discovery of new planets. All right, go ahead and see if you can fill in the blanks, and then we'll listen to check your answers. So go ahead and pause the video, try that on your own, and then restart when you're ready to check your answers.
There are 8 planets in our solar system: Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. Exoplanets, or extrasolar planets, are planets which are outside our own solar system. For centuries, many people suspected that exoplanets existed, but there was no way to prove their theory.
Okay, so the defining clause, the defining relative clause uses which. So what other word could be used here? So we could use that with no change in meaning. Before 1996, there was a 9th planet. Do you know its name? There was a planet Pluto. And in your language, do the planets have similar names? All right, we're going to listen to the first half of the speech by Professor Lena, and then you'll answer these questions true or false.
There are 8 planets in our solar system: Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. Exoplanets, or extrasolar planets, are planets which are outside our own solar system. For centuries, many people suspected that exoplanets existed, but there was no way to prove their theory. The first confirmed discovery of an exoplanet came in 1992, and since then, thousands more have been discovered. This number is expected to rise significantly as the technology used in the telescopes continues to improve. The closest exoplanet is 4.5 light years, or about 25 trillion miles away from Earth. Most of the exoplanets which have been discovered so far are hundreds or thousands of light years away.
All right, so scientists have discovered almost 4,000 planets that are outside our solar system. That one I would say is false. She said there are thousands, but she didn't specifically say 4,000, so we don't know if that is really correct. There will be better telescopes that will allow us to find more and more exoplanets. That's true. The closest exoplanet is 100 light years from Earth. That was false. I think she said it was 4.5 light years. And 4 light years is about 25 trillion miles. That is true. Okay, so humans have always wondered about life beyond Earth. So these are just some questions to think about. Do you think there is extraterrestrial life? Will we travel to other solar systems? Scientists are looking for exoplanets that have water, and so why do you think that is? Well, one theory is that water would signal life. So if they would find water, then there would be a very good chance that there would be some form of life on that exoplanet. All right, so again, look at these questions and just take a guess as to whether or not they are true or false, and then restart the video when you're ready to check your answers.
Although it is not possible to visit them, the discovery of exoplanets has created renewed interest in the search for extraterrestrial life. How do scientists decide where to look? Well, one key factor is liquid water. If there's liquid water on the surface of a planet, there is a chance that the planet could contain or support life. For this reason, scientists focus their attention on the area known as the habitable zone, which is an area around a star where the temperature is just right for liquid water to exist. Do you remember the story of Goldilocks and the Three Bears? The habitable zone is also known as the Goldilocks zone because the temperature has to be just right, not too hot and not too cold. It is hard to say exactly how many habitable planets might exist in the universe. But one thing is certain: the discovery of exoplanets has made their existence much more likely.
All right, so scientists are looking for planets that contain frozen water because frozen water can support life. Well, that's false because they said liquid water. If scientists find water on an exoplanet, there will also be extraterrestrial life. That's false. They said it was likely, but we can't say 100% that there will be. Scientists are looking for an area around a star called the habitable zone. That is true. And the area that scientists are looking for is also called the Goldilocks zone, and that is true. All right, so now you're going to listen again and we'll find the 4 mistakes that are in the text.
Although it is not possible to visit them, the discovery of exoplanets has created renewed interest in the search for extraterrestrial life. How do scientists decide where to look? Well, one key factor is liquid water. If there's liquid water on the surface of a planet, there is a chance that the planet could contain or support life. For this reason, scientists focus their attention on the area known as the habitable zone, which is an area around a star where the temperature is just right for liquid water to exist. Do you remember the story of Goldilocks and the Three Bears? The habitable zone is also known as the Goldilocks zone because the temperature has to be just right, not too hot and not too cold. It is hard to say exactly how many habitable planets might exist in the universe, but one thing is certain: the discovery of exoplanets has made their existence much more likely.
All right, so the 4 mistakes: instead of see them, it was visit them. Here, instead of a sun, it would be a star. Here, it's temperature and not water. And here, it's universe, not solar system. All right, so what are we going to discover next, and what are we going to invent this century? So think of 3 things that we are going to discover or invent, and here are some suggestions. A way to live under the ocean, a machine to communicate with extraterrestrials, or a vehicle that allows us to travel to other solar systems. Or you might come up with an idea of your own. All right, so speak about a discovery or invention, and you can use these prompts to help you. Be sure to practice speaking aloud and using full sentences, concentrating on your pronunciation. That brings us to the end of today's video. Please like, subscribe, share. You can also leave a comment, and I hope to see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.